Hey guys, Alex here with Serious Goose Games. Welcome back to our Unity Tactics RPG tutorial. Last time we added classes to help add some variety to our units. Today we're going to use those classes to influence leveling up. We're going to start out in our unit stat script, and we're going to add a function that's going to apply growth to a stat. So we're going to create a private void called apply growth, and we want to pass in some arguments. The first one is going to be a ref int called stat. Then we're going to have a float called growth, and a float called rand. So these arguments, this is the stat that we're going to modify, and the ref keyword means that we're passing it in through reference. If you're not familiar with programming, you can pass an argument in by reference or by value. If I pass it in with value, we're going to be able to modify it, but we're not going to be able to return it unless we explicitly say, hey, set this value to be this now. The way we could do that is by having it be like a public int apply growth and have it return an int. But this way, we can pass in the integer as a reference, and then any changes we make are happening to the original value that we passed in. So if I were to level up speed, and I pass in ref speed, we're modifying the speed with anything we do inside here. Growth is going to be the growth stat, and random is just kind of that variance for our stats. Now, the way this is going to work is our growth might be greater than 1, and if that's the case, then we want to kind of guarantee that we're getting a stat in that point. So basically, if I have a tank class and I want to guarantee that they're getting at least 1 point of defense every level, I'm going to set my growth to be like 1.5. Then they're going to get at least 1 point, and they have a 50% chance to get a second point. So we're going to do if growth is greater than 1f, then we're going to do int guaranteed increase is equal to mathf.floor.int growth. Then we're going to grab our stat, and we're going to plus equal guaranteed increase, because if I had it super high, like, I don't know, 5.3, then I would be adding 5 points every level, which is insane. That's a big number. And then we're going to subtract that from our growth. So that handles guaranteed increases. Next, we can do if our growth is greater than rand, then we're going to increment our stat by 1. So stat plus plus. So this checks for guaranteed increases, and this will check to see if we get the random increase. And this should give us a little bit of variation in each run with our units leveling, while still kind of keeping us a consistent growth pattern. So I can make sure that tanks are always going to be tanky. Now we're going to modify level up stats, and this is going to be a lot of repetition. But basically, when we level up, we're going to create a random variable. So we're going to do float rand, and it's going to be random.value. So that's going to give us some value between 0 and 1. And we're actually going to get rid of all this because we're going to be redoing all of it anyway. So we're going to do apply growth. We're going to pass in ref speed. Then we're going to combine our class growths. Next, we're going to be modifying our level up stats function. And for this, we want to pass in a couple of arguments. The first is going to be a unit stats for our class growths and a unit stats for our unit growths. So the way that this is going to work is every time we level up, we're going to create some random value between 0 and 1. That will be our rand value that we pass into our apply growth function. Then for each stat, we're going to pass it in along with the class growths plus unit growths. So this is why I have that kind of guaranteed increase check, because we might have a unit with a personal strength in, say, luck. Say they're really lucky. And they might be playing a rogue who is probably going to have a high luck stat. So they're going to be consistently getting really high luck every time. So let's create a float called rand, and this is going to be equal to random.value. And then we're going to get rid of all these because we're just going to be retyping them as apply growths. So we'll do apply growth. We're going to pass in our speed, our class growth.speed, plus our unit growth.speed, and rand. So before we continue, we can see it's yelling at us, and that's because our speed is actually a float. All of our stats are. So down in our apply growth function, we actually need to do a ref float. Ref float stat, and that fixes our error. So basically what we're going to do is this line again, apply growth with every stat. So I'm going to have my perception, then endurance, then strength, then luck, then intellect, spirit, mastery. So what this will do is it will pass in every time we level up each stat and modify it in this function. And because we're passing it in by reference, It's going to modify the actual stat itself, not just the value we give it. So now let's hop over to our unit script because we need to modify our level up function because we can see now it's giving us an error. So the first thing we want to do is make it so our AIs can't level. So we're going to do if is AI, then we're going to return. We're going to bounce out. We don't want our enemies to be leveling. That's just going to be messy. So we're going to keep experience minus experience to level times 1.5f. Stats.levelUp stats. We need to pass in our growths. So unit stats or unit class dot class growths. And then we're going to pass in our character growths. And then we're updating our stat values. And the last thing we want to do is make a small fix to our player AI. If we kill the active unit before the AI takes its turn, it breaks because it tries to use that unit that no longer exists. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. So in our player AI script, inside update, we're going to add a little check before we check the behavior. If we do not have an active unit, then we want to set active unit to be equal to units 0. Now, obviously, if we don't have any more units in our unit list, meaning all of the units are expended, then the player's turn is going to end. So we don't have to worry about this giving us too much trouble as far as index out of bounds. After that, go ahead and save all of the code and head back to Unity. So I'm going to make sure I select one of my units, and I'm going to hit play just to see it work for the tank. So we can see that, oof, my endurance is atrocious. Which is funny because the tank is supposed to be really high endurance, and it ended up with an endurance of 3. That is some bad luck. Oof. Okay, so physical defense of 0. Jeez. It's real quick before we continue here. Let's give our character some growth. So for character growths, we want to keep it between 0 and 1. So I modified tank so that all of those values are between 0 and 1. We can go back to our unit and give him some personal growths, character growths, again, between 0 and 1. I'm just going to kind of go down the list and do ascending order. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on this guy. I'm going to save everything. Pop in. All right, that's a bit better. Now he has an endurance of 19. That is much more in line with what we see. But that does raise an interesting question of what happens if the RNG is really not in our favor. Like, that's something we should probably account for. I want to see Unit 1. Okay, Unit 1 is the one I currently have selected, so I want him to attack. Okay, I'm going to crank up the speed for tanks, just so that we have a bit more movement range. There we go. All right, so let's keep an eye on him, move him into position, and if I attack, I did not level, but I can end my turn. I'm going to set my experience to 99 so that I level up. All right, so we just leveled up, and our stats did increase. Okay, so our stats didn't increase universally, which is how we know our growth rates are working. Now that we have classes and class progression in place, the next step is to give each unit an inventory so that they can hold and use items. In the next video, we're going to add a small banner to display the information of the unit we have selected. That's all for today, though, so if you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe to help other devs find the series. Let me know in the comments who is your favorite Tactics RPG character. For Fire Emblem, I love Yarn from Awakening because we don't mess with the bunny. In XCOM, the Hunter Chosen is pretty cool, and Olaf from Advance Wars is a pretty fun goofball. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Alex with Serious Goose Games, and I'll see you in the next one.